Peace and blessings. We got hotel. Okay. So, you know what? I want to do something real quick. I'm going to take these off so you can see my eyes, so you can see the sincerity, and you can hear it in my voice too. You know what? This morning, I was leaving here. I was going to, I don't remember where I was going, but I was on a mission, right? So, I hopped over the fence in the back. I guess they put this fence up a while, maybe 3 months ago, I don't know. But in the 3 months that it's been there, it's gotten torn up because prior to me starting going over the fence, there was other people coming over it. So, needless to say, there's been a passageway put over it where you can jump over the fence now. When it was brand new, I didn't do it because I didn't want to contribute to the damage of the fence. But there was other people who, I guess, didn't see things the same way I did, and the purpose of the fence being put up was to stop that passageway. And so I never really used it that much anyway, because mostly I drive. But lately I've been walking a lot. So this morning I jumped over the fence. Now there's a bunch of garbage right here that people in the neighborhood come over here and they throw all their stuff out in this parking lot back here. And it's always full of debris that I'm sure those people who manage that apartment building will not let that stuff pile up like that. You know what I'm saying? Effortlessly, like it happens. I'm sure that people are making illegal dumps right there, right? Because when they used to have a dumpster there, people used to do that, just throw their stuff out there. So, you know, to get to the point, this morning when I went over the fence, there was a guy out there. And ironic about this all is that this guy, a Caucasian man, and I don't get me wrong, this ain't got nothing to do with racism, all right? Let me let you know that right off the top. Because I happen to know this guy on more pleasant terms. As a matter of fact, this guy has given me sustainment in the past from that building because he manages it. So he has given me, I think, about 3 refrigerators maybe, you know? And so I know him. But here's what's funny. I got to break this down to you. When I went over the fence today, he was out there, and I think the reason he was really upset is because I know for a whole year people have been throwing stuff out there. As soon as they clean it up, people come and throw it right back out there again. So that's putting more work on him. Okay, so what I think is that he's probably just pissed off at people passing through there altogether. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the only thing we can do about the circumstances of society is try to point them out. We're not peace officers, so we can't enforce things and try to make people abide in this world according to what we feel they should calibrate to. We do have the right already, and by God's given right, through our birthright, to talk to other people on the planet and implement suggestions of how we think we can all work together to build a better world. Okay? Now that's where I know for a fact a person has a right to go, because you live on this earth. So you have a right to have a say-so in how things go on it, especially if you don't harm others. To get to the point, he got mad about me coming over the fence. And what he said to me was, you get your blink ass off of that blinkety blink fence, you know? Now, I got to tell you guys, this guy is normally not like that. He normally don't have this type of demeanor. Okay, I know that for a fact. And that's why I was so shocked when I looked at him. I couldn't believe he was saying that. I can understand him concerned about the debris being illegally dumped there. And the whole 9 yards about having his job and this and that. But I don't care. You got to draw a line with how you talk to other people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So even if I do say crazy stuff on YouTube, you know, that no good cracker, that dumbass Mexican, that dumb nigga, I know that I'm talking about myself. But if I walk up into any individual face and then start talking to them like that, what I've done is cross the line, and I've set up circumstance where I can end up killed or put myself in a combative position with someone else where they could get killed by me. Either way, it's bad, okay? But anyway, this morning my only quest was to go to the store. And to tell you the truth about it, with all the problems I have and all the work on my payload on my plate already, I do not want to walk all the way around the block. Okay, I don't. And I just felt like walking today. I didn't want to drive. So when I went over the fence, with all the problems and everything that's on my plate, and I'm sure he's the same thing, a lot of stuff on his plate. He said that to me, so of course I got right back at him. You know, who the hell you think you don't talk to me like that? So it got so bad that me and this guy was actually getting ready to fight. You know, he had a bucket in his hand. I could see him flexing, like getting ready to swing that thing at me and try to hit me with it, you know. At the same time, I was saying to myself, if he do that, I'm going to do whatever my evasive maneuver going to be, and then I'm going to come at him even double harder than he did that. But then my brain said, just leave. That's the best thing to do, just leave. So I did. I started walking away. He called me another name, and I immaturely answered him back with another name. But the reason why I brought all this up is because, you know, a lot of people don't know me. I just come out of nowhere with all these YouTube stuff that I'm dropping for everybody and this and that. And, you know, I have no credibility really whatsoever other than the words that come out of my mouth. And I've been saying some very bizarre stuff to people and stuff that I'm sure will make a lot of people who don't be able to stomach me, okay? I know that more than anybody, because sometimes I look at my own videos and I can't stomach myself. I'd be like, did you really say that? How could you have said that? You see, the thing about it is that it's not really me saying this stuff. Do you know, by me saying this stuff, I take opportunity for advancement out of my reach? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I have positioned to grasp and get up the ladder with is immediately eradicated when I come out and talk about the controversial stuff that I talk about. Okay? But see, I've read the Bible and a whole lot of self-help books that have taught me that if you're not making the world get started and almost go backwards, then you must be the person that's helping make it go forward. And we got a world that's going forward with the decadence I've been talking about. And I'm living in this world without disturbing some people. It's probably because I'm benefiting from that. And since I'm not benefiting from that, only because I choose not to benefit from that, I believe that the whole concept of why I'm not benefiting from that could be of value to other people who does not want to benefit from the corruption that they know they are victimized by. The reason I brought that up is because this guy out here this morning, I know he was having a bad day, just like me. And I'm sure if I was having a bad day and he was having a bad day, there's other people in this city that's having a bad day. I'm sure of it. But along with that, I want to share something else with you. I found this. Okay. So I'm gonna put these glasses back on because they just help my brain. Believe it or not. Don't ask me why. They do. I think it has something to do with you being able to see better with your optic nerve. It helps, I think, in your brain somehow. Because even when you close your eyes and just eradicate vision altogether, you get more power to your brain. So I believe that when your mind is open, which is your eyes, you open your brain. You know, when you let light in your body, your whole body become one, because it becomes an encapsulation of light. So all the light information that comes into your body, when you close your eyes, it's sustained inside of your body. That's the reason why you can think better with your eyes closed, because you have lights that's locked inside of you that can't go anywhere. So all the information inside of the light is available to you. Okay, check that out. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Back to the point. Vancouver, Washington is a great city. Okay, people in this city are very, very hard, aggressive, been through the shit type of people. I analyze a lot of people here, and one thing I can say about the people in this city is that pretty much they're all serious. I haven't found a lot of people in this town that are just shiesty fakers like I've ran into in LA. Okay, and I haven't really been here long enough to, well, yeah, I have. I've been here almost 2 years, so I think I can say that. I really do. I believe that that makes me an authority on this area, not to mention the fact that I grew up here. I spent about 9 to 10, 11 years here in the past, and I still believe this is the best city on earth. Even though I do come out and seem like a grim, tired ass, scornful, why don't he shut the hell up type of person, all right? Good, and listen, I done went this far without using one ounce of profanity because I'm changing my own mind, okay? Like I say, we can roll on this together, because you want to know who know they got some issues, it's my ass, okay? And trust me, I know that, because just today I was on my way to jail, and I said, see, your ass needs to be chilling out more than anybody, but I still get shit that I want to say to people, and I say it because, be honest, who else is saying it? Nobody. So everybody that want to kill me, remember again, get your ass in line. You gotta wait 5 months, because there's 5 months of people ahead of your ass, so you just wait. If I'm still around in 5 months, then you probably got to double check. Be sure that all the people that was in front of you is gone, because it might actually be 8 months, all right? I'm just being nice when I say 5, but it might be 8. Okay, look. You see that? It says Vancouver, right? Okay. I was speaking to somebody, and I said to them, I said, you know what, man, I'm going to tell you something. I said, when I started getting inspiration from the sunlight to go save the city, I said it was really, really, really not a big thing. It was like straight in my head. First city I thought of, Vancouver, Washington. That's what I thought. I said, well, if I'm going to go do something to try to help any old city, if I could really be all that, well, God is going to give me energy to do something like that. That's the city I want to go to, Portland or Vancouver. I knew it right away. So I started telling everybody in LA, yeah, I'm moving back to Portland, I'm moving back to Vancouver. But you know what's funny? When I came here, I only told one person. Wait a minute, maybe I did tell more than one person. What I mean is, there was people in this house living here when I got here, and I was telling them, I say, I was directed to come here, and when I was telling them all that, I started telling them about the UFOs flying me around and all that. I said, you know, a helicopter followed me around LA when I used to live there, and as I told them that, a helicopter pulled above this house and hung out up there for about 20 minutes, and they was looking at me like, damn, I guess there is some logic to what he said. And that's when I first blew into this town, you know. But my point being is, this city, Vancouver, I was feeling really depressed this morning. I've been just going through a lot of mental stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I was going through this place, just, you know, seeing artifacts of people that done left. And it started to really disturb me, you know, with the holiday drag. It always bugs the shit out of me. That's why I really don't care much about Christmas, you know, but that's my own thing. Everybody that find enjoyment for it, you have a right to, but just identify the foolishness of it. And then if you still want to roll with it, go ahead. But don't get mad at someone who try to point out the foolishness of all foolishness, because some people on earth just have to do that, because we be ordained to do that. So give us a break. Okay, here we go. Someone left this here. Okay, it says Vancouver. Alright, that's what it says, Vancouver. And I saw this, and I picked it up, and I said, oh, it's a sticker. And I just looked at it. Then I flipped it on the back, and it says, Vancouver will unite a community of light. We will shine. And then someone wrote, amen, under there, and put a big question mark right next to it. I thought that was so beautiful when I saw that, because I was trying to figure out, is someone trying to speak to me, or is this just the universe left this? Now I'm going to tell you guys something. When I came here, I was in close proximity with a lot of young people, okay? I mean, really young, 19 and 20. And me being in my 50s, I guess I was an old-ass overseer type of person, but it wasn't really that. You know what it is? It's just the characteristics inside of it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I live in a society where people try to not acknowledge the fact that black men are very intelligent and very capable of being an asset to society. When I first came to the city, there was a lot of people, there was nothing unlike the people in LA. They think that for some reason you see someone you don't know, or someone that has that unique difference than you, that's a reason for opposition or conflict, you know. And it was a lot here, a lot. And what was different about returning here to Vancouver is that I was exposed to a lot of European people that you don't see that much in LA. You do see them there, but you only see them in work atmosphere, because they don't live in that city. I mean it, I'm not lying. They do not live in LA. Only Espanol people, and you find a few segments of black people. Other than that, you got Mexicans, and the white people live in all the regions of Los Angeles. Everybody who knows that city will tell you, well, he's not lying, he's telling the truth. White people get in there, do their work, and get their ass out of there. They be like, and they be moving too like this. Like they stole something, scared as hell, all right? Because this city is crazy like that, I'm telling you. I'm not lying, it's off the hook. Okay. Whoever left this in here, whether they did it accidentally or whatever, it brightened my day. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I found this, it made a whole lot of depression go away. So it's funny how one little gesture, and you know what's on here too, is little rays of sunlight. And you know I love that, especially in this wintertime now and the sun is gone. I be wanting to cry, you know. I was all out looking for the sunshine on Christmas Day, the day before Christmas and everything. I got a couple of shines of the sun, which was the best present you could ever get, but I wasn't looking for no present because of a foolish holiday. I just wanted to see the sun because I love the sun. And I haven't been able to see much of it, so if you guys is watching, whoever left this and whoever took the time out to write this on the back, I want you to know something. You really made my day. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the most, I could almost cry. This shit was wonderful. Thank you so much. And I don't even know if somebody deliberately left this for me, but there was a lot of people who lived in this house with me that know, and I told them, that the sunlight was gonna make everything all right, and that everybody in this city was gonna start loving each other. And I can see it. I know I can see it. So for all the people that don't understand me, I already touched somebody. Already. Because any person who could find this thing right here and identify with that sunlight, and then see that Vancouver on there. And I mean, this is just a beautiful thing, because when I first started finding love in the sun, I was so angry with everybody all the time, you know. And then, you know what was weird? Even though I was in Los Angeles, I was able to get away from the garbage. I was, because I had read the book, and the book was all proud. It was telling me, my son, because every time I read the book, I make it sound like the goddess or the God was talking to me, whichever personification was writing it. Mostly it was the God. But then I started finding passages about the goddess, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I started feeling that even more, because the goddess started making sense when I started learning about where manifestations come from. Okay, to get to the point. When I was in LA and I used to have my miserable, bad days, I always knew of a saying that I read in this book called The Per Ember Rule. And the tale of the lotus plant. And the lotus plant lives in the murky pond, where the water always gets dirty. And it's so, you know what I mean, the waves and everything, it's so much adversity to this plant that you got to look at it at all. It's like amazing, like a plant growing in the wintertime. You know, imagine if you came across a patch of beautiful roses in the middle of January somewhere. You'd be like, what do you know? So it's kind of like bizarre like that. I've never actually saw this other than books, but it shows these beautiful flowers. They got a different colors, white and yellow, gold, whatever. And people use it as a source of food. It's edible also. But this flower, when the night, this petal, when the night comes on, it'll go underwater. And while it's under the water, it puts this emollient on this flower. So when it rises in the morning to meet the sun, it rises without any of the residual, you know, the water contaminants, if you will, the dirt or whatever. It doesn't stick to it. So my point is that when I was in LA, I used to focus on that concept all the time. And even though that was a very filthy city, nothing like Vancouver, I'm telling you, we privileged to be living here. I'm telling you, it's like a suburb, you know. And when I was there, I kept in my mind all the time that I was in control. I'm not gonna let anything get to me, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you, what happened here that didn't happen in Vancouver is that I came back around people that meant more to me than I would really want to me as much as they did. Now that sounds weird, don't it? But let me tell you what I mean by that. I've come to figure out that the things you give the opportunity to make you happy are also the things that can turn around and make you sad, because that's a part of the deal. Remember, those are the polarities of life. You got female polarity and male polarity, so you gotta have up, you gotta have down, you gotta have hot, you gotta have cold, you gotta have dry, you gotta have wet, you gotta have hairy, you gotta have bald. That's just the way it works, right? But the thing is, when you know that, you try not to get attached to things. But what about things you got attached to before you figure that out? You understand what I'm saying? So those things always play a significant part in our life. I say that so we can understand the importance of what you get involved with when you get attached to something, anything. I don't care what it is. Once you start thinking about it, you're on your way to getting attached to it. That's the way that works, okay? Because anything you can conceive, the way it's said, you will achieve. Now, the reason why I said all that is, oh, and by the way, too, while I'm at this, I just want to say to the whole world, to Vancouver in general, because to me this is really important. I live in this city, so I don't care what nobody say. This city has changed a lot, and even important for a lot. Places I go over there, people I contact, I talk to, I can see dramatic occurrences of definitely changes in their vibrations. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want everybody to know that I'm not trying to really apologize for my method or trying to transfer this information, because the only people that has to apologize, I guess, is people that's not really sincerely about the things that they do. Because if you think about what you do and still do it, then obviously you're sincere about it. That's how I look at it. So I'm taking full responsibility for everything that I've said talking to you guys, because I know why I said it. And I know the reaction I've been trying to get out of myself, because don't you forget, I'm talking to myself. You see, you and I. You take both of those vowels, and any way you put it, whether it's the you in front of the I or the I in front of the you, it's always going to explain you. So it always comes back to you. And since I'm telling you that, you need to know that everybody that tells you it always comes back to you got 3 more fingers pointed at themselves while they point that finger at you. So if I point my finger at you and say anything to your ass that came from a voice of negativity about something I see in you, I want you to understand, I'm looking at the mirror. That's the reason, look, I got 3 fingers pointed right back at my own ass as soon as I try to point one at you. Then I got the other finger pointed straight up into infinity, okay? So understand that. You don't have no reason to get mad at me when I want to put my stuff up on YouTube so I can sit back and watch myself and see what kind of vibrations I'm going through, okay? That's how I want everybody to register what's going on when you hear me say some crazy shit like, yeah, and the white women are going to be reluctant to listen to white men, and they're going to be more involved with melanated people. And then it's like, what the hell did he say? What kind of food this nigga been eating? I can understand a lot of people feeling that way. That's the reason I'm going to break it down to you, okay? See, the true reality about genetics and the way they work is that genetics are composed of intelligence. They really are. They're little antibodies, and you might not believe that. But if your big body is made from all those little bodies, then I mean that the little bodies are more important than the big body, because the little bodies are what compose the big body. Yay! So if it wasn't for little, they wouldn't be big. Now we all know that. So the little things are always very important, like more than anything. And I just want you to think about that. When I go into this book, you'll see why I said all the things that I said, because it's really important that we remember the whole emphasis for me talking to myself on YouTube is so I can get a self-evaluation of myself. Because if I say anything about anybody in this world that's pissing me off, it's because I've never said anything before. Now it's to the point where I think I should say something before it be an altercation in the parking lot, because two men are both having their own problems, and then we want to fight because I wanted to go over the fence and he didn't want me to come over the fence. So of course we're going to come up with trespassing and this and that in violation of all that old crazy stuff. But the real crime that would have actually been committed was both of us were both ignorant, because we let something small like that make us get into altercation with each other. It's to where now the police is going to come. And if I got my ass in trouble already over a stupid ass bite that they say I must do, do you really think I want to have an altercation? You know what I mean? Where they got to be coming around trying to act like I done tried to kill somebody or whatever? Of course not. You see what I'm saying? And I never would want that. Anyway, not just because I'm in this stupid case with them, just because I have to answer to myself for the things I do. So that's something that I don't want. But listen, like I said, watch what you get attached to, and you won't have to worry about things that you love making you sad, or things that you gave the opportunity to make you happy making you sad. All right, now watch. I want to show you something. This says origins of the single mom in the United States. It says for 2 centuries before and during the time of legalized slavery in the United States, today's single moms were commonly called bitches, heifers, nannies, wenches, mammies, widows, negresses, breeders, gals, belly warmers, and other names that denoted the state of female chattel of childbearing age. Women without the protection found only in the bonds of a marriage, a nation, or lawful guardianship are subject to any misuse or abuse at the whim of the citizens. The vulnerability of any unprotected female, regardless of species, open wide the expressways to bitchdom and close the door of noble genealogy, royalty, and pedigree. The men of African descent born in the United States, having been militarily disarmed, politically displaced, religiously disfused, and nationally castrated by design, have never been in position to protect their women and children. So what happens to women who are without the sovereignty of their husband, kings, or government? Contrary to assumption, the word mom is an original derivative of the Spanish word mama, but the southern slave owners pronounce it mammy, and the northern English would say mom or mommy. Hence, mom, which sounds similar to that British mum for mother, still the slave owners called their females chattel mammies and nannies, because they were used for breeding, breastfeeding, teaching, sustaining, and preparing their young folks for the European world of slavery. Okay, now, the reason I'm pointing that out to you is because remember I was saying to you, you got to watch what you get attached to, because things you get attached to could later down the line bring you joy and pain. That's the way it goes, because that's the way it will happen. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. And I'm not saying you're supposed to walk around like I'll always be off to yourself type of person like I am, but there's a reason that I'm like that, okay? That's not really healthy unless you got something to replace that. And as you guys see, I done turned on some amazing type of energy inside of my brain to be having the interaction with the sun the way I've been having it because of my denial of self and physical companions. I've been able to step over and start having serious interaction with other planets. As weird as it sounds, that's what's going on. I am actually getting a whole burning planet to feel my vibrations and take time out to show me, yes, I've been watching you, I feel you, I understand what you're going through, because it's a lot. And I'm telling you the reason why is because of this. If you notice, the first thing I started attacking when I came on YouTube was you're going to have to stop with the abuse of the women. That's what the sun is telling me to do. It's the sunlight telling me to do this. Take my word for it. That's why I'm doing it. The sunlight is very disturbed about the miseducation of the women. They're telling you about the black woman here, the melanated woman here, but the same thing was done to the European woman. And that's the way they was able to do it to the melanated woman, with the help of the European male and the help of the European female that was victimized and brainwashed into becoming a tool of destruction for the same corporations that are now turning around and doing it to everyone on the planet. Now, this information that you're getting from me is information that the universe made me stay up for plenty nights studying books, and so much information. Remember, sometimes I might say wrong stuff, but still, I'm going to tell you that something. I have read a lot of books, and I'm still reading them. And I'm going to be trying my best to do everything I can to make the awakening process of the female population of this earth, as well as everyone else on this earth. We need to get back to a matrilineal type of existing on this planet, where this single mom stuff has got to be eradicated. It has to. It was deliberately implemented by a corrupt government to divide the family structure and to make the woman work as well as the man, and to take advantage of the wayward children who will be lost in the wind world from this disturbing acceptance of this two-family unit of work. And what was the reason for that? Just so they could charge you more money to live on this planet. Now you have two families, you have a male and a female now working 80 hours a week to sustain a family, as the way there's never enough, because they always want to sell you, go get more debt, get a bigger house, get a bigger car, all that. And then when everybody get comfortable with that, they pull the rug off and then